start with going to our news story section, and we're going to start in Baltimore. So Heather Porter, a 13-year-old girl who was found dead in Tucson in 1981. Baltimore County Police say DNA evidence has now revealed she was killed by a now dead Hallithorpe residence. The Baltimore County Police said they've solved the 40-year-old murder, announcing Wednesday, that was yesterday, that the 13-year-old girl who was found strangled to death in 1981 was killed by a Hallithorpe man who has since died. Too bad he's not around to go to jail. The department wrote in a release that DNA evidence has proven that former Hallithorpe resident John Anthony Patrica Jr. killed Heather Porter in September 1981. Patrica lived near where the teenager was last seen, police said. Porter went missing on September 23, 1981, and was found dead the next day in a wooded area near Ridgewood Road and Goucher Boulevard in Towson. An autopsy determined that she'd been sexually assaulted and strangled. However, police say technology was not then advanced enough to use DNA taken from the scene to identify a suspect. The department said that the DNA sample was analyzed by Bode Technology last year, which forwarded their results to the FBI. Police say that in February this year, the results indicated Patrica as a potential suspect. The department said Patrica had been arrested on rape charges in the 60s and the 70s and lived in the 100 block of Rich Avenue, a short distance from where Porter was last seen. They said Patrica died and was buried at a local cemetery in 2000, where officers and members of the Chief Medical Examiner's Office exhumed his body on March 11th after receiving authorization from the Baltimore County State's Attorney's Office to do so. Police say that on November 12, DNA they received matched the suspect's DNA recovered from the original crime scene. Sue Yotzi, a childhood friend of Porter, who said she was the last person to see her before she went missing, said she's been calling the department for years to keep the pressure on detectives. Yotzi, 55, said Wednesday that her stomach has been in absolute knots ever since the department told her weeks ago that a suspect had been identified. She said her friend's death severely impacted her development in the years following. She said she was walking with Porter the day she went missing and left her only blocks away from her home before she was reported missing. As a 14-year-old waking up the next day to find out my best friend was murdered, I couldn't function for years, Yotzi said. She said Porter had a passion for art and drawing and was a huge Paul McCartney fan who baked the musician cakes for his birthday every year. She added that the two were loyal to one another, which fueled her desire to see her murder solved all these years later. Oh, wow. 40 years. And the sad part about it, the man dead, 21 years ago, so I'm not going to pay for the things that, Well, at least the good part about it that her family can rest easily knowing. I'm not quite sure if that's a good thing that they found out who killed her, if that's additional closure, or, they would have rather not known since it's been so long. So it's two sides of the coin. Not quite sure how I would look at it, having not experienced that. So, but if you're just checking in, drop a comment, say hello, say hi. Hey, Charmaine, how are you? Thanks for checking in. Hope all is well. Hope you had a good week. Staying in